Hello, current and future MODEX exhibitors. Now that we're back live, it is critically important that we maximize the event, drive revenue from obviously generating pipeline, et cetera. We have to reach out to the other departments besides marketing to make that happen. My name is Dan McGrath with Coach Media, and this is a shorter version of a presentation we did at ShowPro back in Atlanta, and in conjunction with Omni-Channel Productions and someone you all know, Ralph Henderson. As we get started, it's important to talk about this concept of making it my own. I'm sharing ideas and concepts with you. You need to personalize it based upon your experience, your personality, your skill set, the type of the country you're dealing with, et cetera, to make these concepts we're talking about truly yours so you can take them and act with them. This is just a learning environment we're talking about right now. You need to personalize this content, please, to make it work for you. That being said, let's dive right in. How do we calculate or measure ROI? It's a very difficult topic because what does it even mean? ROI could mean something from one exhibitor or company and completely for someone else. Now, we're talking short-term ROI, long-term, et cetera. We love to use the term ROO, which is return on objective, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So as we try to plot out the definition, the thing to think about is that what other departments are involved? Because normally when someone comes home from an event, an executive will say, how'd the show go? You may even get that question the night after the first night. And it falls to marketing to kind of be the one responsible for, here's what's going on, whatever. But there's so many other departments that are involved, aren't there? What is an event supposed to do? It's not so much a marketing exercise only. It is a sales and technology demonstration platform to create pipeline and hopefully future virtual and face-to-face meetings. That's what an event can do for us. So sales is critically involved with this, along with product marketing, R&D, whatever it may be. So what's their version or their definition of ROI? It has to come into play. So we created this document called the Formula for Success. This is a great tool for you to use to, number one, even everyone has to fill out a post-event trip report, whatever it may be. So this is going to help you in that effort as well. Also, what this does is a snapshot of your business the other 362 days a year. That's the way to think about this. And ideally, the way this works best, obviously 5 is the highest, 1's the lowest. But if, as a marketing professional, wouldn't it be great to have in writing the feedback and the prioritization and importance level of sales and product as it relates to the event, coming into the event with your pre-event strategy, during the event on site, and then your post-event wrap-up strategy? That's what this can do for you. So what we say to this, and the best way to have this discussion, if you're a marketing specialist, is to reach out to sales and product individually and ask them these questions. And just a little caveat, we always say, it's a 5 to some department, every one of these questions. Number one is, how important is it for you to interact, maintain, sell to existing clients while on site? Now, I know maybe some hunters may not think that this is a big topic to them, but most of you companies have a strategic account team, a key account team, whatever it may be. That's going to be a 5 for them because they're able to do 6 months of sales calls in person over 3 days, et cetera, et cetera. So the question to ask yourself is this: looking back at your 2021 revenue as a company, how much came from your existing install base? You normally hear like 80-20. It's too often people just say, I want to do the trade show for new leads, new business. Okay, well, that's 20% of the revenue. What about the other 80% that you can't afford to lose? Think about that. Of your 80% of your revenue that came in last year from your existing install base, are there 2 or 3 or 4 companies within that you're like, we could never lose these. We have to maintain these customers. Do we have a land and expand approach in our sales approach, et cetera, et cetera? So a huge part of the value and return of an event is geared towards interacting, selling, maintaining, communicating, and meeting with your existing install base. Absolutely, it should be. company-wide, but especially towards the sales arm that's focused on that. Then obviously, you have sales going on now. Maybe you have a 6 or 9 month sales cycle. Maybe they're longer now, with et cetera. Isn't it great to be able to then take a opportunity you already have in the pipeline, say it's 2 months in on a 6 month sales cycle, and you're able now to do demonstrations in person, meet with strategic contacts, et cetera, throughout that. So now that 6 month sales cycle is now condensed into 4 because what you were able to do at the event. Also, everyone has a net new approach. We all want new logos, new business, completely get it. But is every new opportunity the same? No. Ask your sales department, do you have a wish list of top 10, top 20, whatever it may be, of, geez, if we could just get a meeting with half of these folks, that'd be awesome, much less closing or converting them to a customer, 1 or 2 of them, et cetera. Okay, that obviously is going to be very, very important to your business development as we talk about the wish list, which we just talked to as well. And then we have this concept that's really gaining a lot of traction in the industry. You know what? The whole approach of leads. I got 100 leads, so it's good, or I didn't get 100 leads, whatever. It's so old that, you know what? It's a great opportunity to reset that approach and to come up with this thing called the shortlist opportunity. What that means is if a company, one of your prospects is going to looking at your company as a potential new provider or whatever, what have you, they make a short list of 2 or 3 or 4 companies that they want to evaluate to take a deep dive and then make their decisions. This is how people buy, how they evaluate and make decisions. They don't look at every company in the world that has the same XYZ product or service offering. They make a short list of 3 or 4 and they take a deep dive there. So your goal, and your sales department would know this, you got to get on their short list while they're in an evaluation mode, which is what the MODEX attendees are when they're making their pre-event planning and they're on site. They're in active evaluation mode, and that's when you have to strike when the iron's hot. So honestly, the number of leads is almost irrelevant, because what's a lead going to get to anyways? Hopefully a next meeting, hopefully to a demonstration, and hopefully to being nominated, if you will, or getting on the short list. That's the key. You should be asking yourself, based upon your average deal size, average sales cycle, how many true shortlist opportunities that we have to generate at this trade show for it to be a return on investment or worth our while. And that's in addition, okay, to the existing clients you're going to interact with on sell. One can argue, based upon the ratio, if you just meet with existing clients on site that sometimes doesn't get viewed very, very favorably, that could be a huge return right there and then without even getting any additional pipeline or shortlist opportunities. Obviously, we want you to do that. We're going to help you do that. But that's a way to look at this. Now, media and press exposure. Sales may not care about that. Probably cares. Marketing probably does. Perception of not exhibiting in the event. I used to talk to people about all the time. We were not there. Okay, you don't have to be there if you don't want to be, but if the audience asks us, where are you? How would you like us to answer that question? Creating fear, uncertainty, and doubt is probably not good things when we're trying to generate pipeline and close deals and generate revenue. Great opportunities to be able to conduct a competitor analysis. It's huge for product, R&D, marketing, et cetera. And then obviously, there may be some type of alliance if you want to start to either grow or generate and maintain. And then last but not least, when you look at the event and the ROI, no matter what it costs, what would be the reality of and the cost and investment of you and your sales team and bringing your product and doing these demonstrations, traveling all over the country or all over the world to try to do these meetings that you're going to be able to do on site at MODEX? It's crazy how expensive it would be. That's if you can even get the meeting. Because I know a lot of the attendees at MODEX say, I'm here and I'm getting about 6 months of sales vendor interactions done. When I go back to the office, it's too late. The horse has left the barn. So what I'm getting at with this is that what this should look like is this, as you have this completed. So now, as a marketing specialist, you have feedback from the departments that make sense, that shows how important this is to them. Not everyone has to be filled out exactly to each one. Something's going to be more important to sales than product, whatever. This is your game plan. This is now, okay, what's our pre-event? What's our on-site? What's our post-event strategy now to maximize this? And when you have this as a marketing expert, now when someone says, how'd the show go? You say, well, let's talk about that. Selling to existing clients was a huge priority for sales. And here's how we did so far. That's a much better response than, went pretty good. We were busy. We got, we got a bunch of leads. We're trying to make this a more of a strategic approach. Again, my name is Dan McGrath, Coach Media. We've been around for a long time. Would love to have a deeper conversation with any and all of you if you want to take this to the next step and continue our conversation. Good luck at MODEX.